All right, let's switch to English. Very good morning. Hello,
Yeah, hello,
Thorsten.
good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, hello.
Good morning out there in the world. Oh, I already see a message from Antonio Mena from Brazil, which is crazy because of the time difference. Yeah, hello everyone. We are very happy to welcome you to, yeah, I would say for us, a super special event. Yeah, maybe shortly, we decided that Thorsten, as managing director, and me, I'm Jörg from PSG. We wanted, yeah, to have this session here online to share this with you because we are sharing actually something very special, which is yeah, 50 years PSG. And yeah, I think it's not a secret that Thorsten and I were not the founder of PSG. We had yesterday, Thorsten, I would say, also a very special week for us. We had two events. Yeah, one event, this is maybe something I would like to describe, is the 50-year celebration, which we did on Thursday with, I would say, more or less than 100 people roundabout.
Yeah, definitely.
People, meaning partners, meaning friends, meaning colleagues. And also we had a special event last week, which we've done for the first time, which was the international sales meeting, Thorsten. And maybe you can explain a little bit what was about.
Yeah, so looking back to the last week, I must say that especially this international sales meeting, we had some very good and intense, more or less technical discussions at least. Because when we have looked around in the corner of the people that were around, we were talking about 250 years of process analyzers and process sampling and stuff like that experience. So there was a lot of experience on the table. And the interesting thing about this was that we were not discussing about, let's say, uh, things on the plane somewhere, but we were going into the real deep. And this was really
Yeah.
interesting for me because you know, like it is in normal life, people say, oh, these salespeople, they do not have that much experience with the technical things there, but it isn't. So there was a big kind of
Right.
knowledge inside, and we were discussing so much things, and it was very interesting, very
Yeah.
strategic, very technical. I love it.
And very energetic, yeah. And yeah, I see also Jemson says hello and greetings from Singapore. He held some super intense and interesting sessions. It was just impressive to see, for some reasons, like you said, how much knowledge we have around our topic, let's say the perfect sample gas, and yeah, how much different perspectives and solutions we have. And
And
yeah, let's use this time here, Thorsten, to give an overview of 50 years of PSG. And I think we called this innovation meets tradition for a reason, because yeah, we always believe looking back to the tradition is important, but looking what is coming next, what are the innovations, what are the big steps, that is, I would say, for the future of a company even more important. And yeah, so let us have a look together into our agenda for today. So tradition and innovation. So we will start with tradition first. Um, yeah, everyone who joined the international sales meeting last week and even the celebration on the 50 years knows we like to play around with these three words, or letters actually, which mean a lot to us, the PSG. And yeah, doesn't matter if you talk about our vision, the planet smiles green, or PSG also stands for part or partner of something great. And yeah, this was very nice that we could celebrate this, right? Company milestones, because we've been thinking, if we go back and if we look back, and Thorsten, maybe we do it like we've done that in this presentation at that time, PSG Petro Service GmbH, which was founded in 1975. This is the reason why we can celebrate this 50 years now. Had, let's say, a very clean, normal, clear logo. Then combined with the logo, another company milestone was obviously our takeover, the acquisition of AGT Thermotechnik in 2016. And at this time, we decided there were some markets where the brand, let's say AGT, especially in an international, in the international background, was more known, better known. So at this time, we decided then to combine this. And now your turn, Thorsten, because you when you came in, you have to share your impression.
Yeah, so for me, as I joined PSG almost 4 years now, I was talking to Jörg and we were thinking about what is going on in the company. And I have seen that there's so much innovation effort, there's a quite young team structure, and there's something going on, right? And I said, of course, I can understand the tradition where PSG is coming from the Petro Service, GmbH, and all of this stuff. But PSG is just more. And it's not like, also maybe the logo is showing somehow old-fashioned or so the old logos. And then we decided to go forward with setting up this kind of new structure and also this new branding. And for us, we said, okay, what do we want to express really? So there's a lot of thoughts into how to come to this new logo type. And we were saying, okay, having this acknowledgement there in green, we said, okay, this is about emission monitoring and stuff like that. If we are talking about the blue color, it's about hydrogen, whereas of course we all know that it's green hydrogen, but somehow hydrogen, water, this is something blue.
Yeah.
And then we decided, or we thought about how to combine it with, let's say, the traditional industry. So where we are in, and this is where we said, okay, this is the color of gray, but this still belongs very much also to PSG because we are doing a lot, especially when we talk about our heated sample lines in the petrochemical chemical industry. And almost there we are, let's say, supporting this kind of industry by optimization, right? So having, let's say, less energy consumption and stuff like that. So yeah, we said it's quite.
You're right, Thorsten. And I mean, we have changed the name. It's not Petro Service GmbH anymore, but still, petroleum, petrochemical industries is part of our DNA, and we shouldn't hide this. And I think everyone understands that we will also need these technologies in the future. The question is only how do we make that more sustainable? And even there, carbon capture. We have so many new technologies in this field coming up.
So maybe one short fun fact, because I really find it funny. So when I started, let's say, with my professional career before, the first project that I did was with PSG. So I was quite young, unexperienced, and having a talk to a very experienced guy from PSG, and I was calling him to ask him about the GC, and he said, what is going on there? And so this was my really first touch with a customer in this case, and this was PSG. Right. So that is quite funny.
Great story. Okay. Milestones, company milestones, looking back. Also there, we have been in Steinbach 1, as we call this, in the north of Frankfurt. So for everyone who is far away, and I can see there's a long list of people from very far away. We have been located in the north of Frankfurt for quite some time. So after the company was founded in 1980, they moved into Steinbach 1, how we call this. And then in 2021, actually in the heart of, let's say, or in the middle of the COVID crisis, we kind of used the time for moving to Steinbach 2, which we've only been for more than 3.5 years. And now that we can proudly say we moved into our new factory here last year, where we have 3 times the production space, and we doubled the administration space. So this I would say was also a very big development step for us, for the company, for these 65 in the meantime game changer, Thorsten, which are now here in the team.
Yeah, absolutely. So talking about this 65 people now, so we had a quite long trip, but also quite successful trip, where we have done a lot of education, getting new people in, transform them to be a part of something great member, right? And this has been somehow not that easy for all of us, and also not for the organization. But this is why we wanted to also say thank you to all the people outside that belong to us somehow, that purchase things from us, that are partners from us. Because without those and without the people that we have now inside, we haven't reached this step, right?
No, we wouldn't be here. That's absolutely right. Yeah, and for us, it's really more than figures. It's PSG, part of something great. Yeah. Another milestone we are showing here, just let's say a little, maybe not highlighting too much, is really the ATEX and the IECX certification for the production. I must say, for us, for the team, we had to learn so much in developing into this direction, because I mean, we are having the DIN ISO certification since, I would say, decades, 2 at least decades. The developing and getting the company and the structure even up to these IECX ATEX certification of the production of products. That, I would say, Thorsten, was another milestone, right? We've
absolutely. So we all know that Middle East, Southeast Asia, and stuff like that is let's say a kind of a booming market, and this is why we said, okay, also this IECX certification for the products is quite important for us. Whereas, of course, we are more local, more European, and we are doing a lot of stuff with ATEX, so this is quite easier for us. But having now also reached the step of IECX certification, so this is something quite good.
True. Yeah, this is true. Okay. Yeah, but let's have an outlook. Let's have a look into the innovation, and let's maybe do the following, because I think our new headquarter here is not only here, something we are kind of proud of, which gives us new possibilities, new opportunities, but also we would like to explain a little bit why have we chosen the structure, how the structure now finally is. So, I mean, for us, as we say, the planet smiles green. You might see this here in the back of me. That should really show that our technology, Thorsten, you already mentioned this, either let's say in the field of optimization, so less waste, less energy wasted, optimizing process industries. It's about safety, but obviously it's also about emission monitoring, and then also emission reduction. So main part of our project here, developing this new factory, was to show also to the outside we are sustainable, and the operations and the things we do are sustainable. And I think with the technologies we are using here, we made anything which was possible from wood. We have this solar power on the roof, which is now making us independent in terms of electric energy, and also the charging for the electrical cars. I think that is a great achievement we have.
Yeah, and also maybe when it comes to sustainability, when we talk about CO2 footprint and stuff like that. So this is also something interesting. So if you cut a line down on the power consumption and let's say the CO2 output of, let's say, our production, we can say that in the middle, in the sum, we are quite a net zero of CO2.
Yeah.
This is something interesting.
Yeah, that's true. That is a good point and a good argument. Okay, a little look inside. Only sneak. Every one of you is invited to come see us, to visit us. We would be happy to have you with us to discuss this in detail. So. This new facility also helps us to improve the logistics and improve the operations, because it's just fair to say, Thorsten, that at the end of, or let's say in the middle, the entire last year, where we've still been in the old factory, there was just not enough space. And I think we now have established a pretty good storage system. I think we are every day optimizing our productions, and we are investing a lot into the digitalization of our processes in the production. So, and now we have enough space and we have enough room to do this. I think that's the good thing about this. So the vision, the mission we are on. Maybe I can put my screen a little bit bigger here. Hold on. To show this, as you can see, that was quite funny, because the guys from the product management with our 3D printer, they just printed this for the international sales meeting, and said, yeah, this is, let's say, the core idea. The core idea we started in 2012 with a team. Really to develop or to make the difference, that we wanted to have a very deep manufacturing for all of these three products. We always said, from the extraction of the gas, to the transportation of the gas, to the conditioning of the gas. And I think, Thorsten, that's been quite a journey to achieve this. In like I said, in 2016, we acquired AGT Thermotechnik at that time. I think it's interesting to give an outlook, or look back. What have we developed so far, and what will also come into in the future, right?
That's good.
So 2013, I would say for me it was quite impressive to see the situation of PSG. There was a lot of knowledge. There were even prototypes, there was some testing, there were many things already begun and already started, but they haven't kind of pushed it to a final product. This was actually, maybe I can also show this here. This was the first product we have been developing, let's say, when I came into PSG. And I think it's interesting, Thorsten, because I think you said this last week or the week before, right?
Yeah.
There's some product features. This is the PSG Basic Probe. And obviously, when you operate this, and it's operated under 180 degrees, and you cool it down again, you might have an issue that the Viton fittings, the
Sealings.
Sealings, yeah, that the sealings might make it very difficult for you to drop, to change the filter. And what we established at that time, and what we redesigned, was that this flange clamp has two functions. It's not only used to fix, let's say, the filter when it's operating, but it can also be used, and you use the torque from the screw to easily remove this. And
Again, this was a kind of a fun fact, Jörg. You're absolutely right. So we were discussing this before the international sales meeting, and we had some people inside that said, yeah, there's the problem if a probe goes up in the temperature and then cools down and then the filter gets clogged. And we said, hey guys, come on, figure out what is going on there. You can just have the clamp fitting to get it out, right? So,
Yeah.
and this was what I meant with getting into the deep of the discussion, the technical deep discussion. So this was very good.
Yeah. No. But yeah, this was the first product. And why was this product so special to me? So special to the team? I think this is something a company needs to learn again. Except, or let's say, next to the operational business, next to the normal business, you have to go the extra mile to develop something. It's maybe more strategic, kind of. The pressure, it's different to the pressure if a customer, let's say, pushes you to do a quotation or something. And I think as we can see later on, that was kind of a kickoff in many perspectives, not only for the gas sampling probe. Yeah, but for the gas sampling probe, the journey continued. We've then been developing the PSG Plus probe with the double back purging, I would say, even one of the most efficient self-cleaning options there in the market. We have so many varieties of this product in the meantime, which is just great to see. And I haven't mentioned the Denox probe we've been developing in the meantime. And another big step following our so important strategy, becoming in a lead position for ATEX solutions in the gas sampling. The development of the PSG ATEX probes, I would say that was another milestone, so to say. And in many regions, Thorsten, I think we also see an upcoming or a growing demand for this solution, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So just thinking about having 180 degree in an ATEX area. So this was, let's say, not that easy. And having this self-limiting probe, and you can just imagine these overswingings when you want to heat up something self-regulating or controlling. Then, of course, you need to think about how to deal with this. And so we have reached this to get a probe that has 180 degree in a T3 classification in the zone 1. And this is something really special. So people will not get any kind of problems with, let's say, condensation of sulfuric acid or such things. You will almost stay on top of the dew point. You have a big filter surface being served in, let's say, area, so less maintenance activity. So, and this is quite
I think you're right. I think the combination is pretty interesting. We have this high IP class, because of the GRP housing, and the combination with this big filter that makes this product, pretty demanded, so to say. And I think everyone who is in this industry understands. Especially in ATEX environment, you are almost forced to reduce the presence of people and maintenance and in this area. Filter surface is something good, Thorsten, because I think that is another interesting perspective, not only for today, but especially for the future, that we know that probe sampling and the things we do will become even more relevant than they are today, because emission limits only know one direction, and that direction is really going down. So we have to we have to really increase the design of our products so that any, let's say, changes in the sample handling system will not be there. And this is just an outlook of the PSG EMI probe, which we are teasing here, and which has a unique technology because there will be there is no let's say cutoff between the heating of the probe body and the probe tube.
So at least there is really no cold spot inside.
And again, this will be a feature which is not there in the market at the moment. I would say another important puzzle piece for the innovations we are thinking of and we are working on. Okay, next step, Thorsten. We are almost 25 minutes. I told you, time is flying like crazy. Okay, but then we should spend a lot of time, obviously, on the heated sample lines because that is a very important topic to us. I remember in 2013 2012 coming into the company, I was, confused more or less. There were so many solutions and we had a product catalog which basically said, okay, we can do anything you want, which for some reasons might be a good idea. It makes you very flexible, but at the same time, I think a certain structure and a certain support in picking what is the right solution and giving the customer or the prospect a better choice, that should really help. And this is something, Thorsten, you maybe can say some words that we are the first steps we've been doing in 2013 is something we are redesigning now. Maybe you can explain the background.
Yeah, so maybe let's say how we have done the business for heated sample lines was like a little bit maybe like a solution or a project business somehow, because we were let's say getting things done at least, yeah. But now we are setting up a new kind of match code systematic that is very clear for not just us but also for all of our customers all over the world. So it's quite easy to read this match code systematic. You can do more a configuration. I must say it's not a sizing, but it's a configuration. And if you are unsure about the configuration, you can go to us and we will do the sizing. But at least we want just to contribute that we will become faster, more reliable in terms of quotations, also better in terms of the output of our factory and stuff like that. So this is what we want to do in the future. This is quite new and a big step for us because this is taking a lot of efforts, but I think the efforts will be successful in the future.
Yeah, they will be rewarded. I'm pretty sure it will. Okay, next topic. I think that's also a topic where we have this small video prepared for this, is the topic of safety and ATEX. This is something which, kind of caught me right in the beginning when I came into PSG, because, I think it's just fair to say that the safety requirements have changed over the time, and some items which might have been underestimated. And I always like to say that heated sample lines is maybe really an underestimated product. So we've been developing quite a lot. Let me try to run this video, Thorsten, and tell me if you can hear it. And maybe
today I want to talk with you a little bit about conductivity.
Can you hear it,
especially
Thorsten?
for ATEX areas or explosion-proof areas.
Yeah,
What you
I
can
think that's
see
just
here
great how Jonas
just a
describes
regular
this.
conjunction box. Here, over to my left side, you can see a conductivity meter. So just take a look at what happens if I put the conductivity meter on the conjunction box. You see that you don't see anything. So now my question for you, would you use such a conjunction box for an ATEX area installation? I wouldn't. Usually you use conjunction boxes like this one, specially designed for ATEX areas. What this means, could you see here? There is a conductivity on the surface. That means that unwanted static electricity can flow against the protective earth and isn't a risk anymore for your system, for your ATEX system. But pretty much the same goes for our heated sample lines. What you can see here is one of our usual PVC jacketed heated sample lines. We can also deliver this one with an ATEX heater, but this one would be with just regular non-conductivity, how you can see over here. So if you won't use just a regular conjunction box in an ATEX area, why use a regular heated sample line for the ATEX area? Instead, we would recommend to use our ATEX 3 heated sample line. What you can see over here, when you go to the conductivity meter, There's a fully conductive jacket on the outer side, and the conductivity even goes up until the cap, which you can see over here. So even the caps are conductive, and you can place these caps yourself. So you can cut it to length, or we can also place the caps for you. And even when you cut it to length, you have the full ATEX certificate for the whole line. So this would be one of our heated sample line courses, a little excursus. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and have a good day.
Yeah, Thorsten, I think that's good to see, especially the measuring, right? So that everyone really understands, okay, where is that coming from? Because when we started to develop this with the AX2 line in the first stage, right, in 2015, everyone was like kind of, okay, is that really required? Is that really needed? Yeah, was something in the combination with the cut to length technology, which we've been working on quite hard and quite extensive.
So just to give, let's say, a minor example for this. So of course we could put a X junction box into a cooler, connecting all the cables into the junction box and saying, okay, maybe this will be an X cooler or so, but this is not possible, at least. Yeah. So we are putting a heating cable inside a line and creating a new product. And then, of course, it's not just about the heater anymore, but it's about the complete product. And therefore, the risk mitigation for it, let's say the users, is of course to say, okay, we will have a completely certified product, the line, the heated sample bundle. Yeah. And this is something special that we can offer. And this is, I think a quite good solution for people that want to mitigate risk at their plant.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, next to this safety topic, we've been working on putting our let's say innovation further with the hybrid line, PSG hybrid, so we call it. So that is really the combination of additional things, just not only heating the inside to 180, 200 degrees, but also putting more information, cables, for example, data cables, sensor cables, power, purging, calibration, whatever. So that concept, I must say, took some time until all of this has been let's say started. But now we have more and more customers following this concept, and I think it's an easy solution. It's a very clean solution. It reduces the efforts in the installation and in the commissioning, and that product certainly has its demands and its place. So, and Outlook 2025, I think that is one of the biggest innovations we are going to show there, which will be the PSG EMI line. I mean, the preparation, I thought, it's just easy. We put an ATEX sign on it, but we have so many new features for this heated line. We call it the new era of heated line, not era of heated lines. 180 degrees C holding temperature, 180 meter lengths in one heating circuit with 400 volts, but we have a version for 230 volts with 100 meter heating circuit. And no outgassing. So there's such a long list. I could be super excited. Couldn't be more excited about this new product. But we want to just tease here. There's a lot of new innovations to come, and I think that kind of can become really a game changer in the thinking of heated sample lines in the emission monitoring market, but not only in the emission monitoring. Okay, Thorsten, we have to speed up here, but I think we're almost done. Last product category I would like to share, or we would like to share here, is our gas conditioning systems. Saying that in 2016, acquiring AGT, we saw that the MAK10 is a good solution, well established at that time. Also, let's say a solid compromise between washout and dew point. But we also saw that the requirements were changing. And then we invested almost 3 years in the development of the new MAK20, which is now, I would say, best in class, state of the art, benchmark cooler with a jet stream heat exchanger principle in a super, let's say, good combination of low and constant outlet dew point compared with very low losses. So that let's say was a product for emission monitoring. And in 2022, and now comes your part, Thorsten, we've been developing in another direction, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have been developing into the direction of not concerning any kind of washout effects, because sometimes there's almost process. And in processes, when we want to measure something fast, then of course we need to get a lot of material, a lot of gas through the sample gas cooler. And this is where we said, okay, we want to have not an optimized washout cooler, but a very optimized cooler in terms of cooling capacity. And this is where we came out with the MAK process to, let's say, use them in safety applications, to use them in high demand applications and stuff like that. And this was quite also a good innovation, combining also the tradition, I must say, so the heat exchanger concept from our BCR coolers into a new design with having a new electronic and stuff like that. So yeah, quite a good thing.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe you can continue, because I think we have a good project at the moment going on for the MAK20P.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are having actually a project of roughly 50 of those MAK20P coolers. Because when we talk about those Peltier type coolers, of course we can have, let's say, a small type of cooler, putting it somewhere and as a pre-cooler unit or so. But what we have developed is that we said, okay, if we want to contribute in emission monitoring systems, in process applications, with having a Peltier type cooler, then of course we need to somehow bring in cooling capacity, right? And with this paired also, let's say, considering this kind of washout effects, and then we said, okay, we will not have a pre-cooler or a small cooler, but this is a, let's call it high capacity cooler or Peltier. Whereas, of course, I must say a Peltier type cooler has its limitation when it comes to ambient atmosphere, when it comes to gas flow, when it comes to gas loads, so water content inside. But what we have designed is, let's say, a compromise between using a compressor type cooler or even going for a Peltier type cooler. Yeah. And maybe this is also coming in 2025 now, which is about the cold medium of the cooler. We are also, let's say, considering a new cold medium of the cooler. It's actually in our test booth, and we will come back with this in also short term. And I must say, we have used, let's say, a medium that is not used in normal fridges in normal households, but we were going to, let's say, real industrial focus.
To the industry solution. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We will keep everyone posted here about this new and upcoming developments. Yeah. Okay, last step. Obviously, I would also call this a milestone, is having our partnership with Permapure. Something which, is very, very special for us. Why is that? I think we are one of the, I don't know if we are the only company, but that really shows us, with having this partnership, we can give you the best advice how to condition your gas, condition your gas sample. And in this case, we have full access to the entire solutions from Permapure with a Nafion dryer, because in some cases, I think that can just bring incredible results. In some cases, the combination of a traditional cooler combined with a Permapure can bring incredible results. In some cases, a traditional, let's say, Peltier, thermoelectric, or compressor cooler is the right solution. And I'm just so happy for us that we have that rich set to choose. Yeah, that is also we can choose the best solution for our customers. And I think that is coming into a position like that, can make us pretty proud and can make us pretty happy. Okay, so something else which makes us very happy. This is a team from the international sales meeting last week. This is the international sales team, our world team, how we call them. Please reach out to them. I think, as Thorsten shared, we have more than 250 years of experience in this field of gas sampling. They can help you to find your great and your, let's say, perfect solution. And I think now we are coming to the end of this session, Thorsten. Again, we should be super thankful for what we could achieve with the help of our customers, with the help of our partners, with the help of our team, obviously. I think we prepared some good basis that the next 50, let's say, years, can even also be very successful. And that makes me happy that we have a good outlook.
Yeah, we will continue, of course.
we will continue. Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the session as much as we did. And 41 minutes, Thorsten. So
yeah, you're right.
No problem to fill the 30.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.